Today we have my expert auto body worker, Greg, coming over to help us out. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, and welcome to the channel about kit cars and other car topics. If you like what you see, please subscribe and share with others on social media. So today is an exciting day. My buddy Greg's coming over. This is a day that I've been waiting for months, and I'm sure it's actually a video that you guys want to watch. So this video is going to be a little bit different format, because when you get an expert to come over and help you out that has limited time, you're not worried about camera angles, you're not worried about this, you're not worried about that. You're going to set the camera up in the corner and you're just going to go to work and get as much done. So I've kind of pre-planned that this video is going to be a different format, and I will cherry pick some of the commentary that's going to be worthy of people to listen to, and then just see the work and what has to be done. So without further ado, time to get some body work done. Joe.
Hey Jim.
How's it going, man?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Actually sick to my stomach, like this is it.
Yeah.
This is where you f*** everything up.
No. There ain't nothing to hurt, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there ain't nothing to hurt.
So.
Just a whole lot of work, you know?
Yeah.
And if you f*** something up, it's just a little more work. That's all it is.
Yeah.
None of it's too bad, it's just work. That's all it turns into, you know?
So since you last came, what I did is I got this thing, all dialed in, taped it up, and then I cut around a quarter around the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I know that the hard top could, shrink this a little bit. I know when I took the firewall out, front end drew.
It changes, yeah.
Yeah.
It changes.
Which was like, whoa. I had a guy comment the other day. He's like, well, make sure that you don't gap the doors until you have your windows and everything. And if not, put sandbags in there. And I'm like, I get what he's saying, but at the same time, it's like the door only fits one way.
Yeah, and the window doesn't have anything to do with the door. Remember that window frame and regulator and all attaches to the frame. It's in there.
Right.
That door, the door is just a skin, that hangs on the frame. So,
right.
It's easy to throw out a lot of precautions. You know what happens, though, there's a lot of overthinking that goes on, with everybody, because that fiberglass, that's just a skin that's just hangs and adjusts anyway. The frame is the door.
Right.
A whole lot of this, you got to make sure that what we do, it's like we'll get it trimmed and stuff and sand around, and that fine tune with rolling it this way and that way, that can all kind of happen after it's painted. When you're doing the final assembly, then you can go, well, we might need to add a washer or something to lean something this way or something a little bit.
Is there anything that is a gotcha though, like that? I know we need to, let's say, have this pushed out so then when we gap it, it's a little bit more correct.
Right.
But I know once the latch is in, this will.
Yeah, that's going to suck it up too. Yeah, that latch will suck it up too. You can see what ends up happening. Mine ended up doing it too. It gets tight here. It gets tight down at the bottom.
Yeah, you can see. This is sagging.
Yeah.
But when I taped it, it was.
Why is it sagging though now? Have you got?
Well, I was adjusting, and then I have no idea.
Hey, peel this back.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And here's the thing that threw me off. If you pull up on the door, you're going to see, well, maybe I fixed that. It seemed like this thin fiberglass was kind of flexing a little bit, but then I noticed that these bolts weren't tight, so I tightened those.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And again, what you got to do is just make up with that a little bit. So.
And I'm assuming all the sagging has to do with these, right?
Well, sure, yeah, it's just the bushings, you got to have that little bit of movement. So we just want to correct for it. I think what to do, well, Oh, they've changed this a lot. So there's only one bolt from the bottom. Oh no, you just got one in it.
Right, there's 2 bolts, but I can't get in there easily, so I was like, well.
Yeah. Well, let's just with that. Go ahead and grab you a sock and stuff here, and I'll send that have you do it. But I just think what you do with this kind of stuff is you just barely crack that loose enough.
Okay.
We'll give a little. When you're doing body work, it's kind of weird. It's just a weird thought process, but it's all in geometry. You're kind of with triangles. It's how you got to think. So, like if we want to close the gap here and open it there, we'll crack it only at the bottom. And it's because you're just moving a triangle.
Okay.
You think of it that way. I mean, that applies to the whole thing. So just right here at this one here, don't mess with nothing at the back end.
Oh.
Let's just crack.
These?
No, this one right here, because that's the spot of the hole there. So we're going to try to compensate for this little bit of sagging hinges here. Okay, I'll see that really went crazy. Okay, we'll go ahead and tighten it back up. Let's scoot it inward a bunch. Now see, what we got to do now is we need to move the whole door straight back, because if you look here, you're tight here and you're tight here. We're aligned, so we need to move the door straight back a little bit to get rid of some of this. This gap is straight now, but it's just wide. So, and probably the thing
there's slots here.
Right, and there's slots at the bottom. So what we'll have to do is let's go ahead and loosen the bottom one. We'll drop it back down, and we'll pick the front of the door up by sliding that back.
Is there any reason that we should loosen all this, put the door in, and then tighten it all up?
It kind of doesn't work that way.
Okay.
It all sounds good, but what happens with the slop and stuff and the hinges a little bit, so you're better to just hang it.
Because I notice as I tighten, the door goes, so.
Right, so it kind of, it's a great sound in theory, but it just doesn't quite work. It's more than anything, it's just a trial and error. You just continue to keep trying to fine tune.
Okay.
And eventually you get there. So, yeah, because understand what we're doing here. Because now what we did, we slid the thing forward. So we did this with the door.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got this gap lined up. Our gap is big here at the rear. So if you try to back it, you got to back it straight up a little bit, or just the top to do this. So we'll drop the front back down, which will scoot that back a little bit. And then what we'll end up doing is we'll try to line these up here with the top hinge rather than the bottom.
Okay, so we're going to bottom.
So listen to the bottom again, and then drop it back down. Yeah. Okay, that's good. See, we're just a tiny bit out. But here, you got a straight line here, straight line there, flush here,
Oh, yeah.
You're not bad there. This is just a process of endless thinking. And then you crack it loose and it moves a mile, and they start all over again. But
Right.
let's see, we're out a little bit here, and I don't know that I'd be too concerned about that because you have a felt pad back on it and crack it all over.
Sure.
So there can be a little bit there. But,
is this close enough to put the striker thing in?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say, and what you're gonna do though, see here, this has to get relieved here.
Yeah.
You know, mine did that. I went in there and cut that out.
Is
That's
this,
gonna be it.
well, okay, so let me ask you this.
That's all right. If we break it, we just fix it. But also, after going through this, you understand what you got to do. You know, and what happened, I had a lot of trouble with mine doing this too.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is slick steel and painted like that, it doesn't get a good bite. It walks. You know,
So I should rough that up?
Not her.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to make the inside pretty when you open it up.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. You know, that are, see, I had all my stuff powder coated, and that's even slicker.
Okay.
Real mother, you tighten it, it squirts.
Right.
You know, and it doesn't get a bite into it.
Okay. So I need to trim this out, trim some of this stuff, get the corner.
Yeah, thin this up. This is so thick, you know, and you see what I did there. But you're right on. But yeah, you know, go ahead and cut it. Double that a little bit. Leave this around an eighth of an inch thick, you know,
Okay.
all the way along it.
Okay.
Because you're not going to have room once you get it painted. Which doesn't matter.
Perfect.
Yeah, call it good. Just slam the door a little hard. Well, listen your hinges, yeah, because
That's right, I still feel the...
yeah, there's a step there. So, what are you gonna do to bring it up?
Well, we could bring it up and then tilt it to get the front down.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you have any more up in your adjustment here.
Okay. Yeah, I can't really tell.
Yeah, I was pulling against it.
So as you saw early in the beginning of the video, we were talking about a comment that one of my followers has said about, weighting the doors down and the door sagging. And then a moment later, I'm like, yeah, well, the door is sagging right now. So it turns out that there's a metal structure inside holding the front of the door to the back of the door, and it's bolted together. And I had those snugged, but they weren't super tight. Once I made that super tight, that structure was part of the metal structure of the frame coming out, if you will, to the door, and that door is just a skin that you align to go wherever. So we figured that issue out, got that going, and from that point on we didn't have any problems at all. So keep in mind, the door only fits in the gap one way. Now, and when I say gap, the opening to the body, right, where the door goes. And so what you really have to worry about it's not the door sagging or the door being weighted down or anything like that. What you have to worry about is that the hole for the door to go into is not changing. It's not being pulled in by the door top. It's not, the car's not on its own weight, so now the frame flexes and opens up that hole, if you will. And so that's what you're worried about. Given that that's not an issue, the door is just a skin that fits in that hole. So take that to heart, see what you can do with it. And that's why, I'm floating everything on its suspension. But that's it for today. So to be continued, I split this up because it was so much information into another video. And so the next video is going to focus on the hood, side panels, valances, and